Hi Nancy, welcome today. Welcome, I'm really glad that you came in.
Okay.
So I see on my files that you've been sent in for to see me today. Can you tell me what happened?
Well, I had to come because of the it was a court ordered thing because I have a driving under the influence charge.
Okay. Can you tell me how that makes you feel?
Well, of course, you mean coming here or the charge itself?
All of it. That's yeah.
Well,
Actually, if it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable just before we get into that, just so you know, even though you've been asked to come in, um, everything that we talk about is confidential. The only report I really have to give back to them is just letting them know our progress and that you've been coming in to see me. So everything else that you tell me is between you and I, okay? Just before you go forward so you feel more comfortable talking to me, okay?
okay.
Okay,
Well, that's a little better, I guess. I don't want this all out in the world, although it's bad enough now. I mean,
I
in a way,
understand completely.
Anyhow, I've never had that before, but it's kind of anyhow. Yeah. Well, how do I feel about coming in? Was that what you asked me? I
How do
forget
you
now.
feel
Sorry.
about everything about the situation and
Oh,
about
okay.
what's
Yeah.
going on with you?
Yeah. Well, I don't like it, of course, and obviously don't like having to come here because, well, I have other things I guess I need to do. But, anyways, I no, I don't like the fact that I can't drive, and no, I don't like the way my life seems to be sort of spinning out of control too. I think. Yeah, it's not a good time for me right now.
Yeah, I can understand that completely. Yeah, it sounds terrible. Would be hard to be in a situation like that for sure. So basically, you're feeling like your life is spinning out of control a little bit, and you're embarrassed about getting a DUI. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that what I'm hearing correctly?
Yes, you are. That's right.
Okay, is there any more to the story that you'd like to let me know?
Well, I mean, I think I've been drinking more lately than I have been for a while.
Is there anything that you've tried maybe in the past to cut back on your drinking that worked?
Well, I guess I tried quitting a couple of times, but you always go back to it. So before, when I would quit, I would, oh, I don't know, just stop, I guess, and then try to occupy myself with something else and, you know, see if I could get out at night, maybe more than sitting at home.
To help you
Yeah,
keep
to
you
keep me
occupied?
my mind off of things.
Right.
But of course, I have to go home eventually.
Yeah.
You know,
No, it's very hard to quit drinking. It's very hard.
it
I
is.
completely understand that. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you've been drinking too much. You feel like it's affecting your life a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and now you've gotten in trouble with the law because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're telling me? Is that everything? Am I missing anything?
No, it probably is affecting my life more than a little bit, right? Because now, especially with this drinking charge, it's not a good thing.
No, definitely not. No, that's going to be something difficult to deal
And
with.
I do need, the car, of course, to drive to work and get around.
Yeah, I understand
If I have to take taxis or Uber or any of those things, even the bus, it's awkward for one thing and costly for another, and just not what I really want to do.
that. Yeah, it'll be financially difficult on you. Definitely.
Yes, although the alcohol costs a lot too, so that would be that's another thing when you start finding that you're spending more money on liquor than you are on food. That's maybe not a good thing either.
Yes, that's
No.
true. Very true.
Hmm.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
So as you said before, you tried to quit in the past. What was it that led you at that time to try and quit?
Well, the first time it was because I was drinking in the evenings, of course. That's when I do it usually, and not necessarily getting up in time. And then I would be late for work, and my boss would wonder what was going on, why was I late? And a couple times I missed appointments that I shouldn't have. And so, that was the first time, so I tried then, and then the only one other time I tried. The second time was because I had a big event to go to, and I was putting on a lot of weight, and I wanted to be, present, not because when you're drinking, you don't really, you think you're having fun, but sometimes you're not. You're just making a fool of yourself.
Right, right.
It was to go to a family wedding, so I worked on that, and it was hard at the wedding, but I made myself not have anything.
Great, that's great.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I got through most of the night, but I still, was not. The next day, as soon as I got home, really, I started having a drink. And that's been since then that I've been drinking. So,
But during those times, what was it that helped you remain alcohol free? Maybe the first time and the second time, were there different things during those times that?
well, I think with my boss being upset with me, and I can't afford to lose my job, so that kind of kept me going there. And then when I started drinking again, I really watched, and I kind of set. I made sure I had my alarm so I wouldn't be late in the morning. So then I wasn't late anymore, so that was okay. And then when, for this wedding, I didn't want to make a fool of myself in front of my children, so I guess that was part of my stimulus there.
So your motivational factors that helped you remain sober was work. You wanted to be responsible for work, and you wanted your children to be happy with you, and they've asked you in the past to not drink. Is that?
Well, they've seen me sometimes where I do try when I'm around them not to drink too much, but obviously sometimes, it doesn't work. So of course they don't like to see their mother drunk like that.
Yeah, definitely. It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Good for you though. That's great that you were able to do that at the time. So I see that you've already kind of made changes in the past, and maybe we can try and do those again, and move forward. So what do you think are the good things about drinking to you? Like, what do you find about drinking that you like and that's good to you?
Well, when I first started drinking, it was more to help me forget, and I was angry, and so I was drinking, and when I was drinking, I felt not so bad. I felt better, and I didn't start off drinking a lot of drinks in an evening, but it would gradually got more. So that's one thing, and it kind of covers over if you're having any problems, makes you feel better, at least for the moment.
So it makes you feel good.
Not in the morning, but that night it makes you feel better. And you just drink and you go to sleep or whatever, right?
Helps
And you don't have to. Then I sleep all night and I don't feel alone and so on.
So what you're saying is that alcohol makes you feel good, and it makes you feel happy, and helps you sleep.
Yeah.
And helps you with your problems.
Right.
Right. So what are the bad things that you feel about drinking?
Well, obviously losing my license, but I mean that even if that hadn't happened, I still don't like myself in the morning. and I look in the mirror and I see a person who doesn't look so good anymore, and I'm not as with it at work because lots of times I'm thinking about I can't wait to get home and have that first drink sort of thing. And I don't drink yet during work time, but it's not a good thing. And I don't think maybe I'm not as sharp mentally as I was in some ways. And the other bad things are your children seeing you not being the person that you think they should see you as, the good mom or whatever.
Yeah.
So those I think probably are the worst parts of it all. And also, like I said, the financial part of it too, that alcohol costs so much, that's a bad thing as well.
So it's costing you too much money.
Oh,
It's affecting your relationship with your children.
Somewhat, yeah.
Your health.
Probably, because you can't not know that it's going to eventually be a long-term thing.
Right.
If you liver disease and all that stuff.
Yeah.
My brother died of liver failure, and I saw him, and I always said I wouldn't get into the same position as he did, but here I am, I guess.
So you have a family history of...
My parents didn't, but my grandfather was an alcoholic, yeah.
Right. And your brother.
And my brother, yeah.
So that must have been difficult to see as well.
It was hard, sure.
Yeah.
He was younger than me too, so, that made it hard, but he was not a nice drinker, so he made life miserable.
Yeah. That's too bad.
And of course I don't want to get like him either, where I'm being nasty to the people around me and you don't even realize you're doing that, I don't suppose.
Right. That'd be very difficult to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there are some good and some bad things about drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I guess though there are both sides to it, and you understand both sides too of how it makes you feel good and how it makes you feel bad. It's a basic comparison. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand how you feel. It's terrible. It's hard. So now, moving forward, what are your reasons for now making a change?
Well, of course I have to, but I also want to, I guess. This has sort of been a wake-up call, losing my license, so now I've got to take this opportunity, because I'm not to drink, well, at least not and drive, of course, but just take it and go with it, and maybe, make a success, hopefully this time. If I can get beyond some of the anger that I'm feeling, towards my husband and so on. Ex-husband, I should say, really. That's what started it all.
Yeah. You went through a divorce.
I did.
That's hard too.
It is hard. And he was cheating, and there was a whole long list of things, and it hasn't been a good situation. So that's really what got me going in the first place. So all of a sudden I was alone, and I wasn't used to being alone in the evenings, at least not all the time. And I just eventually let my friends drift off and just stay at home after work, get home, drink, go to bed, get up, go to work, drink. And that's it. Unless when I put on the good face for I have to go somewhere, to my daughters or sons or something.
Right, so you've experienced trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That's helped with where you are at. So what would you do to change? What are your reasons then, going back to that question, what are your reasons for changing then now?
Well, I want to become the person I should be. Maybe better even than the lady I was. Even I'd be happy to go back to that woman. But I would like to be someone who is not drinking, and who feels okay about not drinking, and who feels happy with themselves and able to just be alone sometimes, not always. You know, have a full life again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd like.
So be the person you want to be, have a full life.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds great. That sounds like good reasons to change, definitely.
Yeah.
So why is it now that change is important to you now at this point? Why is it important for you to change? I mean, we understand the reasons for you to change is because you want to become who you want to be, who you foresee yourself being.
Right.
So why is this important to you now at this point?
Well, if I don't, first of all, get a handle on it, I probably will drive and drink again.
Mm-hmm.
And I need, as I said, I need that vehicle. So that's probably one of the big things that I, have to do. And then through having to do that, then I can maybe accomplish those others.
Right, so it's important to you right now because you need your vehicle?
I do. Like I said, I don't want to take, well, I'm going to have to, but to take taxis and public transport anyways. It's not that easy for me even where I live, and I have to be to work on time, so I'm going to have to get up earlier to go to work. And so I need to have my vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there other reasons why it's important to you to change now? Is there anything else going on that you find that's...
Well, I'm going to be a grandmother for the first time in a little
great.
while.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And I don't want to think that my grandchild would see she, the grandmother, drinking, and that I can't drive them around or take them to the park or something, or go over to babysit or anything. So I really need, that's, I want to be the person for my grandchild.
Yeah, that sounds great. You must be excited about that.
I am excited if I can do it, that I want to, but I know it's hard.
It is hard, very much, yeah. Sounds though like you've already put in some steps to maybe make the change happen, though, which is great. That's good. It's good for you. So these important things are basically you need your license back and you're going to be a grandma. Yeah. So you want to be able to drive them around and not be drinking in front of them, and maybe be somebody they look up to down the road. Is that what you're trying? Am I understanding it correctly?
Yeah, that's
great. That's great. Good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you find on your list that's important? Or reasons why now? Maybe to help you, move.
Well, those are sort of the two main things, I guess, really. I know I'd like to travel.
That'd be great. Wow.
But I can't go if I'm doing this stuff,
Right.
I need to save money. Yeah, I need to have some money for that. I'm going to do that. Eventually I'll be retiring, say in about 5 years even. And so I don't want to spend my whole retirement sitting drinking somewhere.
Yeah. I understand that completely. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like fun. Traveling's great.
Yeah, so it would be. I'd like to.
Are there plans like where you would want to go first if you were to travel somewhere?
Well, maybe just south for some of the winter. Oh, of course, that would be when I retired. Well, maybe now I could think about going I have a sister who's in British Columbia. Maybe I've never got to see her out there. She comes to visit me, but that would be a nice trip.
Yeah, that would be
I'd like
great.
to see her.
Yeah.
Because now I only see her once every 3 or 4 years.
Right.
So I would like to see her.
That'd be great. Yeah, maybe with the money you could do it. That sounds like a great plan. So maybe moving forward then, what do you think we could do maybe to make these changes happen? Or do you have any ideas of what you could maybe put in action to maybe provoke these changes and help you out? Like what do you think maybe would help you make these changes?
Well, it's gonna be hard, I know. I can't be at home by myself so much because that's where it starts.
Right.
And I can't go into the bars, of course,
Because you're
either,
feeling
right?
lonely, yeah.
Yeah. So I have to come up with something that will fill my evenings and weekends. So I don't know. I used to go to the gym a lot. Maybe I could go back to my, do my gym work.
That's a good plan.
Yeah. When you drink, although I haven't been eating the same, but I have put on weight and I'm a little sluggish, I think. So I could look, I think I still have my membership to the Y. So I could do that. I used to really like the water aerobics there at the Y, and I would go, and I did some of the, the treadmill and that stuff. So
That's a wonderful idea.
yeah,
Exercising is great for you.
yeah. And at the gym, at the Y, they have like sort of a personal trainer. They'll help you know what to do. So I could go there right after work, really, even if I had to go every day to start with.
Yeah,
It
it's
would
great.
be something, to do.
Start feeling better. You'll start feeling.
Well, and pass some of the time, and maybe that would help, so that maybe I'd be more tired when I got home too, so I could just go to bed then, and because I'm gonna have to get up early anyway. So if I
Yeah.
maybe just go to a restaurant after the Y and eat, so I don't have to do anything, like at home,
Yeah.
and then just go home and take a shower or something and go to bed.
Right. Maybe is there maybe a support group or somebody maybe you could call if you're at home and you're feeling maybe the urge to drink, maybe to help you out at home, maybe. I know that there are some AA meetings that you can do online. Maybe you could do live chats there if you're feeling. Is that something maybe that you would maybe help you? Do you think
It probably
to
would
reach these
be
goals?
okay to talk to someone, yeah, because even like if I get home afterwards and then I start feeling like I should go and get my drink, have a drink,
Mm-hmm.
I will, yeah, I'll take that information from you.
Sure. Yeah, I have actually. There's several pamphlets I could give you of information on helplines and maybe some self help groups that you can reach out to. If you're especially if you talk about being at home, maybe being a trigger and being by yourself, that these groups maybe I mean you could try it if you think if that would help you out, if that would be good for you. Absolutely, I have all that information for you for sure.
And I'll get rid of all the alcohol in my house too.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a lot there right now anyway, but I will. I'll throw it down the sink kind of thing. It's going to be tricky, I know, but at
Yeah.
least if it's not there, maybe. And I have to get to the liquor store, I'd have to take probably 2 buses.
Right.
Well, I guess I could do it. But anyways, I'll try that too. And
So
hopefully
you're gonna
that's
go home and empty your liquor bottles?
right,
Right, okay.
right.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a
Mhm.
great idea.
Hmm.
So your plan basically right now is then you're gonna go home, and empty your liquor bottles. You're gonna maybe see about going to the gym, see if you
Mhm.
still have your Y membership. And then I'm welcome to give you the pamphlets available to help. I have ones also that give you information on quitting drinking itself. And I also have pamphlets available for groups maybe to reach out to if you're feeling that you need to speak to somebody. Am I right? Is that the plan that sounds,
Yeah, I think that would
that
sound
you would like
good.
to do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good. That sounds
Yeah.
great. Well, Nancy, I think that's great. Good. I hope you're feeling great. I'm really glad that you came in today. Thank you very
Well, I
much
feel
for coming
better
to see me.
talking to you, I think, and the fact we can just talk, and I know I don't have to, you're not going to be sharing it with somebody else necessarily, you know, and stuff.
For sure, yeah.
I think that makes a big difference too. So
Good.
thank you. And then I have to come back next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful. I'll see you next week. Yeah, and then we
Okay.
can talk more about what happened and how you felt about that too.
Okay. Well,
Perfect.
thank you very much. Then.
Wonderful, Nancy.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet you.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you next week.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye now.